2. Queenstown is facing a worsening accommodation crisis as hundreds of workers start to arrive for the busy winter ski season. One trend easing the pressure is for an increasing number of Queenstown workers to live in Cromwell. It's an hour's drive away through the narrow and sometimes icy Kawerau Gorge. Our Queenstown reporter has been in Cromwell today, and I asked him how well Cromwell will be able to cope with all these extra residents.
Well, John, I guess that's the big question. All of the pressure on Queenstown is, if you like, being relieved here in Cromwell. I'm with the Mayor, Tony Lepper, who's going to talk to us in a second about the way that Cromwell is coping. But first, I just want to talk briefly about the drive between here and Queenstown. It's not an easy road. There's hardly any straight bits, very few overtaking opportunities. And of course, in winter, it gets very iced up. So in terms of a commuting option, it couldn't really be more difficult, but nevertheless, many Queenstown companies have decided they have to put their employees here in Cromwell. And I guess the big question for Mayor Tony Lepper is, can Cromwell cope with the influx?
Oh, we can definitely cope. Cromwell actually has had people commuting to Queenstown for a long time, a lot of tradies, but I think now we're probably seeing more of those other skilled workers having to go through to Queenstown as well. It can cope. Currently I think there's only about 20 sections on the market in Cromwell, full stop, but there's a lot of land consented and ready to go for sections. So as you're going to see around us, a lot of activity in Cromwell. We're getting the houses up and running, the infrastructure's here, and development contributions are helping us upgrade that infrastructure so we can take these people.
Well, the house behind us in Queenstown would cost an easy $600,000 or $700,000. What will this house go on the market for when it's finished?
I'm guessing that the underlying land value was $150,000, I know that, and maybe this would go for in the low 400s. That's the sort of price I think you're paying.
So really, that this drive through the gorge is worth it, because the houses, from what you're saying, might be $200,000 or $250,000 cheaper.
Yeah, it's probably a more affordable option for those people to live in Cromwell than it is in Queenstown, that's for sure. And
you've got a 700-bed workers' hostel being built as well.
Yes, that's just coming on. That should be on stream by just after Christmas. They're currently going through the resource consent. That was sort of one of those things, a eureka moment really, when some developers offered to come and build that. That was on land that council owns, and we've offered that to those developers as long as they put in 400 of those 700 beds in the first instance, and that's going to relieve a lot of pressure on our horticultural industry and maybe even some of those businesses from Queenstown.
But does it damage the identity of places like Alexandra and Cromwell if you become, if you like, a place where refugees from Queenstown live?
Oh, absolutely not. We've had Central Otago has been populated by people who came from somewhere else, and that's the case. So Cromwell and Alexandra, I mean, if they work away, so what? I've spent half my life working away. They've still got their weekends to do things, to join our sporting clubs, be part of our community. They'll fit in perfectly.
Well, there you have it, John. The Mayor optimistic, but don't underestimate the size of the problem. The Queenstown is so full. We're hearing stories now of lounge rooms being divided into 2 extra bedrooms, and people even sharing a bed on a sort of 24-hour roster, two people to 1 bed. So obviously a lot of pressure here in Cromwell, but it sounds like the system can take it for the time being. Back to you.